Coming up on Hardwood Heroes, we'll look at the players named to the all-TVC teams. Trimble goes head-to-head with Portsmouth Notre Dame in a thriller. And two familiar foes duke it out in the district semifinals.
Hardwood Heroes starts right now.
Only 5 teams left in our coverage, but you can bet on the fact that they brought enough heat to start a wildfire. Welcome back to Hardwood Heroes. I'm your host, Shane Scalfaro. We're inching closer to the end of the season, but that only means we're getting the best of the best. We're gonna start a little differently this time, but I'll let Tim Hanna take the reins.
Yeah, I've got a fun one to start the show this week. The TVC Ohio and Hocking recently announced their all-conference teams, so let's get into it. We'll start with the TVC Ohio girls. Nelsonville-York's Era Levy goes back-to-back as Girls Player of the Year. River Valley's Stephen Brown takes Head Coach of the Year after an 18-4 regular season. Asa Holcomb, Kaylee Hudnall, and Kaylee Berger and Kimberly Aubrey all received all honors for the second straight year. Over to the TVC Ohio boys. Downtown Garrett Brown and Keegan the Gator Swope are your co-players of the year. Vinton County's NJ Kite takes Coach of the Year after an undefeated conference regular season. Caden Geen and Cobra Sharp are repeat honorees from last season. Switching over to the Hocking, Kendall Surrey of Waterford is your Player of the Year in the Hocking. Her head coach, Jerry Close, was named Head Coach of the Year. Haley Alloway, Takira Walker, Kirsten Rose, Lakin Jones, and Avery Wagner are all repeat honorees from a year ago as well. Finally, we go to the Hocking boys. Tarek Cottrell and his head coach, Jonathan Thompson, go back-to-back as Player and Coach of the Year. Belpre's Ryan Leisure was also named Co-Coach of the Year. Bass, Earhart, Wright, Weber, and Armstrong were all honored for the second straight year.
So let's start the tournament talk with the Trimble Tomcats, where only the boys remain. Trimble reporter Jamie Spears is here to tell us about this David and Goliath matchup in the district semifinals.
Thanks, Shane. The 5-seed Trimble Tomcats were definitely outsized against the 4-seed Notre Dame Titans, but everyone knows that one rock can take a Titan down. On Thursday, it was clear that Trimble's younger kids needed to step up for Trimble to beat Notre Dame. Let's start in the second quarter. Freshman Brady Jasek snagged a board and pushed up court to find Michael Clark for a tough bucket down in the paint. A quarter later, the Tomcats were down 30-22. Braden Burdett sacrificed his body on this play going for the loose ball. Trimble is clawing back in this game. Now this is where the fun begins. In the fourth, Levi Weber took some ankles in this play and banked the shot in to put the Tomcats within 1. With the game on the line, Michael Clark delivered a huge three to tie the game 37-37. The Titans had the lead all game, but they found themselves playing catch-up in overtime. With 4 seconds left in overtime, the Tomcats had a 3-point lead until Corey Thomas hit this dagger from the corner to send it to a second overtime. In the second OT, with less than 10 seconds left, Marcellus Wood steals the ball but gets fouled on the shot with 1 second left on the clock. Down by 1, Woods missed his first and his second free throw shot to give the Tomcats the 49-48 win.
You really can't ask for a much better game than that, but we've got to dig deeper into it.
Yes, we do. This was a long game for both teams, but the Tomcats found their success in the later stage of this matchup. The conditioning for Trimble was a pivotal factor in this one. The Tomcats were running up and down the court all game long and never seemed to slow down. While the Titans began to slow down in the fourth quarter, the Tomcats were able to keep their foot on the gas.
Now we know Coach Caldwell prides himself on this team's endurance.
He sure does, Shane. When big man Cole Wright fouled out in the first overtime, the Tomcats had to switch to a smaller lineup. Without Wright, Trimble had to speed up their game and trust their conditioning, and it worked. The Tomcats' energy seemed to improve in extra periods. The defense forced Notre Dame to take bad shots around the arc, and Trimble capitalized with solid rebounding despite the size difference. The Tomcats utilized this play to snag their first lead of the game in overtime. Trimble carried their newfound momentum in the second overtime, securing the upset win.
After a rough end to the regular season, what has this team done to rediscover their identity?
Trimble has been counted out in a few games this year, but Coach Howie Caldwell credits his players' fight every game.
Biggest compliment any coach can get is, man, your kids play so hard. And when they say things like that, you kind of swell with pride. Sometimes I don't know if our kids play that hard. And then I watch other teams and I think, yeah, maybe they do.
If they can keep it close in the late stages of the game, they'll have a good shot of winning against South Webster.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game. We'll see how they do. Thanks for great work, Jamie. Sliding over to Nelsonville-York, there's a lot of legacy being left on the court. Here to talk about those legacies is Buckeyes reporter Sam Nolan.
Well, thanks, Shane. Although both NY squads are out of the tournament, there's still plenty left to talk about. Starting with the girls, let's talk future for the Lady Buckeyes. With 3 seniors on their way out, the younger players will have some big shoes to fill. I know we've been talking about senior Era Levy all season, but NY has Elena Okulich to look out for next year. The junior has been a gem for the Buckeyes squad, and she should be the name to watch when it comes to NY girls basketball. While Era is a threat from the perimeter, Elena plays a different game. She makes things happen on the inside. Okulich was a bright spot defensively, and on the offensive side, she scored plenty of her points in the paint this season. Okulich is a slithery finisher and brings a different edge to the NY offense. Okulich has done the dirty work all season long. She led the Buckeyes in both rebounds and blocks and averaged a near double-double in doing so. Okulich was the number 2 scoring option this year, and I'm very excited to see what she will do as the primary scorer next season.
A big name for the boys is Keegan Swope. He's been a game changer his whole NY career, but tell me about his impact.
Where do I even start? Swope changed everything for NY as soon as he got there. The boys program hadn't had a winning record since 2013, until last season. The leading scorer for said team, Keegan Swope.
So what changed for NY once he entered the starting lineup?
Swope has a special ability to get to the basket, and he loves to facilitate to his teammates. Keegan is a coach's dream in every facet of the game.
He was their main scorer, but what else made him such a difference maker for NY?
Well, as soon as he steps out on the floor, the energy changes. The Buckeyes go nuts when he's out there, and there's a reason he stays on the floor most of the game.
Now let's talk team stats. Last year, the boys were a defensive squad. How did NY improve offensively this season?
The Buckeyes averaged 61 points per game, which is a 6-point improvement from last season. While Coach Blaine Gabriel remained focused on the defensive scheme, having a guard like Swope opened things up for this offense.
Well, we know this team has improved as a whole, but what about Keegan year to year?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Swope has become a better player every season and stepped into the leader role with ease these past couple of seasons. His steady improvement throughout his career is a testament to the hard work he puts in, and Swope has proven to be one of the best two-way players in our coverage. The Gator chomped his way into TVC Ohio Co-Player of the Year while averaging an impressive 17 points and 4 steals per game. Now, the Gator will definitely be missed, but he poured a great foundation for the future of NY basketball.
Certainly can't take his legacy out of the program, that's for sure. Thanks, Sam. So fun fact, the Alexander Spartans teams basically switched their records around from last season. Here to talk about that switch is Alexander reporter Ty Carpenter.
Yeah, Shane, after a 1-21 record last season, the Lady Spartans went 14-8 with a tournament win. Where did that success come from? Let's take a look. This year, the Spartans expanded on their strengths and improved on their struggles. Compared to last season, they averaged 14 more points scored and allowed 9 less points per game. The key to this success was Alexander's fast-paced style and catching opponents off guard, as they grabbed 11 steals a game. They also averaged 33 rebounds, an improvement as boxing out was a major issue last season. But no team comes without faults, and if there's one area to improve upon, turnovers remained a consistent problem as the team gives up 17 a game. And many opponents took advantage of this weakness by using the press, which we saw in pivotal losses against Athens and River Valley. Even with that blemish, there's plenty to build on, and we can't talk about this team without spotlighting Haley Hudnall and Lily Ryder. This duo led the way and were instrumental in key games. In their tournament win against Huntington, Hudnall put up a 20-point and 4-steal performance. Even in their tournament loss against Portsmouth West, they combined for 24 of the team's total 31 points. Looking at their stats, it's clear how the duo found success. Hudnall and Ryder both averaged over 12 points a game and showed dominance on both sides of the ball with strong steal and rebounding numbers. With these two stars as a foundation, it's evident how this team turned around so quickly.
The boys are in a very different spot and not one they're used to.
Shane, this season went differently than Alexander had hoped. So let's dive into what went wrong and what coach is working with next season. The Spartans finished with a 1-21 record in the regular season, and their biggest struggle was defense and consistency. Alexander allowed 60 points or more in 14 games this season. They were also outscored by 445 points on the year. Notably, they struggled with turnovers and rebounding, so cleaning that up is a must for next season.
So who are some of the leaders that are returning next season?
Juniors Mason Morris and Claxton Hawk put up solid numbers for the Spartans, but this team often struggled to put it all together at once. In their lone win against Athens, Hawk put up 13 points and 12 rebounds, while Morris lit it up with 17 points himself, en route to a rather convincing victory against the Bulldogs.
So I hear there are some reinforcements coming.
Coach Jeff Skinner said a youth movement was on his mind following an impressive season by the freshman team. And with consistent play from established players and an exciting sophomore class, this rebuild could be turning a corner. Shane, there is a lot of potential for these Spartans. They're going to have a new look next season.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in the offseason. Thanks for the great work, Ty. Looking for some more TVC basketball? Head over to Facebook and Twitter for game recaps and weekly updated conference standings. Instagram has you covered for highlights and action shots throughout the week, and we know you all want to see those. For written content from every game, woub.org/heroes is the spot to go. The Eastern Eagles are looking towards the future, and let's just say they brought some sunglasses. To talk about those futures, we have Eastern reporter David Stanley.
Shane, freshmen made up more than half the Lady Eagles roster this past season, but one Eagle may stand out from the rest going forward. Mackenzie Robertson finished as the team's second leading scorer this past season. With top scorer Hope Reed graduating, Robertson has the potential to fill her role and soar into 2025. Robertson totaled over 7 points as well as 4 rebounds a game. In her freshman season, Robertson primarily scored from 3. A key trait of any great shooter is confidence, and Robertson is fearless. She stood out from her large freshman class, and with the experience she acquired this past season, Robertson has the potential to fly above the competition.
Now flipping over to the boys, they certainly have had a different future ahead.
They absolutely did, Shane. Eastern has massive potential for the near future, but first, the boys must focus on implementing 3 key elements. On the defensive end, Eastern debuted a 2-2-1 press midway through the season. While this was successful against some opponents, the Eagles must know when they should press certain teams and when they should sit in a zone or guard man-to-man. Athletic Eagles such as Gavin Murphy, Ethan Edwards, and Cooper Barnett can thrive in any defensive scheme. Switching over to the other side of the ball, returning players Colton Lloyd, Derek Barnes, and Tyler Hill pose a threat from the outside. Eastern used their transition offense extremely well, and expanding outside the arc will add variety to the Eagles' offense. Looking at 2 crucial pieces for the Eastern's future, Colton Lloyd and Ethan Edwards are the 2 names that come to mind. Lloyd has proven himself as an exceptional scorer, and tenacity and confidence may take his game to a completely different level. Head coach David Kite told us that Ethan Edwards leads his team by example. His relentless effort on both sides of the ball will take the Eagles to new heights next season. If the Eagles can hit on these 3 points next season, Shane, these boys have the potential to make some noise into 2025.
Yeah, we'll see how they improve this offseason. Thanks for great work, Davis. Let's get back into some game action with none other than the Waterford Wildcats. To break down the Lady Wildcats, we welcome in Waterford reporter Bianca Grimm.
Thanks, Shane. The Wildcats have circled this game on the calendar since last year. The Wildcats are looking to avenge last year's heartbreaking loss in the district finals. With the lead as large as 15 points in the third quarter, late misses at the foul line and clutch 3-point shooting from South Gallia sank Waterford as the Rebels rallied to shock Waterford 48-46. The Wildcats have that defeat in their minds as they journeyed back to Wellston to take on the Sims Valley Vikings.
So how did Waterford carry that mindset against the Vikings?
In this one, Waterford hit the ground running against Sims Valley, jumping out to a 10-0 run.
So the Wildcats were rolling early. What was successful for them?
Waterford's press helped them control the game, pressuring the Vikings on the ball. In classic Wildcat fashion, their defense fed directly into their offense throughout the contest. By the half, they were up 36-10, and they would triumph 57-24 to claim the district title.
Looking at the box score, 3 players contributed to 49 of Waterford's 57 points against the Vikings.
Shane, the Wildcats leaned on the trio of Avery Wagner, Lakin Jones, and Kendall Surrey to knock out Sims Valley. Surrey had an outstanding night, scoring 23 total points. She was able to get this done through open looks from senior Lakin Jones and connected with the teammates for 7 assists. Jones' 14-point third quarter fed by Surrey helped to close out the Vikings. Wagner controlled the floor, using her size to dominate the glass from underneath, earning 15 rebounds and 4 blocks for the team. All 3 are hitting their stride as Waterford approaches their biggest challenges.
So looking ahead, what's next for this team?
Shane, they'll be getting ready for a riveting rematch on Thursday, and it will be an opponent they are all too familiar with, the Newark Catholic Green Wave. The Wildcats traveled to Newark Catholic in late January, and it was an instant classic. The third-ranked Green Wave survived an overtime thriller against the 6th-ranked Waterford, 62-61. The Green Wave challenged Waterford like no other team. With 2 players listed as taller than 6 foot, it presents a unique challenge for Avery Wagner. Last time, however, a group effort had the Green Wave on the ropes. Avery Smithberger had 14 points, and Lakin Jones, before injury, had 8. Piggerington North High School better get ready for some fireworks on Thursday.
Yeah, I love a good tournament rematch, so I'm excited for next week. Thanks for the great work, Bianca. Now we still have some brackets to break down, and we'll start with Division 4. Tim, I know all I have to do is hand it off. You know what to do.
Yeah, at this point, it's like clockwork. Let's get started with the girls' Division IV Southeast 1. Top-seeded Waterford takes down 4th-seeded Sims Valley 57-24. Jerry Close and the Wildcats claim their 3rd district title in the last 4 years. They advanced to play the Newark Catholic. Newark Catholic won their regular season matchup, so the Wildcats will be looking for their revenge in that one. On to the boys' Division IV Southeast 2. Trimble and South Webster advanced with wins in the district semis. That matchup is scheduled for Friday at 6:15 p.m. in the Convo for the district title. Now, South Webster took down Sims Valley 62-47, and Trimble outlasted Portsmouth Notre Dame in double overtime 49-48.
The Vinton County Vikings have had a lot to look forward to, but now without some next man up mentality. For that, let's welcome in Vinton County reporter Jack Seacrest.
Shane, Vinton County is losing 9 starters and will heavily lean on a key player next year, and that's Cobra Sharp. Sharp has wicked athleticism and will be the key piece of next year's Vikings team. The way he sees the court is unmatched amongst the rest of the TVC. Sharp is always looking for the extra pass and finding his open teammates. I can't stress this enough, Shane. When a big play is needed, Sharp is right there. When the guard drives into the paint, he is not scared to go up with a big man contesting him.
We know Sharp's talented on the offensive side, but has he shown on the other end?
Sharp is really aggressive and is not scared to guard anyone from 1 to 5. He's quick hands and always swarming around the ball. He crashes the glass and leaves the defenders in awe. His defensive stats don't show up on the stat sheet as much, but we got some that do. Cobra averaged 13 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals a game. On top of that, he shot an exceptional 45% from the field. He's going to have some big shoes to fill next season, as Sharp is the only returning starter from last year's Vinton County squad.
While Cobra Sharp will lead a new-look boys team next year, I heard a leader for the girls is on her way out.
Well, Shane, you've heard right. A new era of Vinton County girls basketball is being ushered in, but one player still was from around the state title team in 2021.
Lakin Williams has gotten to see 2 different eras of Vinton County basketball in her time with the program and has been reflecting on her growth through those 4 years.
I have been through a lot. I've been through the state runner-up team and stuff like that. It's just different to see the dynamics. I didn't play a lot during the state team or whatever, but it was cool to be a part of. And now it's more of me being the one to handle the ball.
Williams became a starter her junior season under coach Brett Jones and quickly became an important voice on the floor. During her senior season, she had the best assist to turnover ratio on the team and notched 23 points and 6 rebounds in her final home win. While Coach Jones didn't get to be Williams' head coach until her sophomore year, he got to coach her as an assistant her freshman season. The first thing he noticed about her was just how eager she was to learn under the stars of that state runner-up squad.
And then it was interesting who she surrounded herself with. You know, when she came in, she surrounded herself with Tegan Bartow, Cameron Zinn, Lacey Williams, Riley Ousley. She wanted to be around them. She wanted to learn from them. She wanted to make sure she was a part of that.
Williams' lasting impact on the program will be her work ethic, as she's the perfect embodiment of what Coach Jones looks for in his players. Reporting for Hardwood Heroes, I'm Grant Kiefer.
If there's anything that the Meigs Marauders didn't do this season, it's batten down the hatches. To dive deeper in, we have Marauders reporter Quinn Elfers.
Thanks, Shane. Meigs boys turned a 6-15 season last year into a 16-6 campaign, the Marauders' first winning season since 2019. You can define this season in 3 words: the youth movement. Freshmen Reed Brinegar and Owen Tracy gave Meigs the spark it needed to exceed expectations. Brinegar put up 14 points per game, leading the team until his untimely injury, while Tracy stepped up in the second half of the season.
You've given me the numbers, but what was Meigs doing to stand out from the rest of the Ohio?
The highlight of the season came when the Marauders rattled off 13 straight wins, a streak that lasted from December 12th all the way to February 2nd. The Marauders put themselves in a position to win the TVC Ohio at home versus Vinton County. However, a depleted roster caught up to Meigs as they would fall just short of gold. The Marauders ended their season on a close loss against Fairfield Union in the sectional finals.
It's been a wild ride, but I mean, what's the vibe after a season like that?
Shane, the message coach Jeremy Hill told us at the end of the season was to not take anything for granted. With a bright future in Pomeroy, expectations will be sky high for the Marauders.
Definitely an unusual type of season for the boys, but what about the Lady Marauders?
The girls didn't find as much success, but that doesn't mean they didn't leave it all out on the court this season. The Lady Marauders came into the season with 5 seniors in the starting lineup, a squad coach Heath Hudson said was the core of Meigs basketball. Andrea Marr, one of Meigs' 4-year starters, is a do-it-all player. Whether the Marauders needed a 3 or a contested layup, she was someone her team could count on. Delana Wright, also a 4-year starter, was a dual threat, especially on defense, averaging 2 steals per game. Maggie Musser is a player you could not let get hot. The Marauders' primary ball handler totaled 8 points a game. Avery Patterson made plays that don't normally show up on the stat sheet. She was fundamental for the Marauders' energy. The bulk of the scoring came from Keegan Wolf, someone who'd make her opponents pay if left open from beyond the arc. Not only was Wolf a dangerous scoring threat, but she was also dominant at getting rebounds, sparking numerous second-chance points with 7 boards per game. Keegan Wolf was the lifeblood of this Meigs team. Her knockdown shooting and endless hustle made her a threat to take over any game. The Marauders captain ended her season averaging a staggering 16 points a game, helping Meigs take down first-round opponent Ironton in the sectional semifinals. Lots of stories came out of Pomeroy this season. I can't wait to see where the future takes the Marauders.
Yeah, it'll certainly be something to watch. Thanks for the hard work this season, Quinn. The Athens Bulldogs are 2 very different teams. One up and coming, the other an established group. Younger squad is going first. For that, I'm joined by Athens lead reporter, Zach Knight.
Thanks, Shane. The Athens boys wrapped up their season last week, and now they're looking ahead. The Bulldogs finished their season with a tough 4-19 record, but will look to improve for next year.
What kind of improvements are we talking here?
The team will be losing some key leadership in Sam Traynor and Luke Mullins. But while Luke Mullins may be graduating, his younger brother Zach is sticking around. This season, the younger Mullins averaged over 8 points and 4 rebounds, helping the Bulldogs out in the paint. Juniors Leo Martin and Easton Newsom could also easily step up as leaders next season. And we have to talk about Weston Wheatley. Wheatley's a freshman and the younger brother of former Bulldog Landon Wheatley, who graduated last year. He might have been a late addition, but he's definitely made his mark, scoring 15 points against River Valley.
So they really have players ready to step up.
Yeah, with some development from their young core, they'll be a much stronger team next time they hit the hardwood. While the boys are looking younger, the girls are keeping the exact same group, and that group is led by one key player, Asa Holcomb. We've talked about this team's success all season, and Asa Holcomb has been leading the pack. She's proven to be the backbone of this team, stepping up in tough games when the Bulldogs need points, and has helped dominate across the TVC Ohio. Holcomb has put up numbers for the Bulldogs all season. When the Bulldogs faced off with the Meigs Marauders, Asa dominated the court, picking up a triple-double and breaking the school record for steals. She led this team to a TVC Ohio title for the first time in 10 years. Ace has helped with the commitment to team basketball while still leading in all offensive categories. With another year to lead this team, it's easy to wonder if they'll find even more success next season. There's definitely a lot to look forward to with both of these Bulldog squads next year.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of bright moments ahead for both teams. Thanks, Zach. The hour-long finale of Hardwood Heroes is next week, which means that we're going to have all of our All-Heroes teams. We'll name our top 5 girls and top 5 boys from the teams we've covered all season. And we're going to give you the top underclassmen to keep your eyes on with our All Futures team. So make sure you're back here at 11 p.m. on Sunday and 6 p.m. on Monday to find out who made it. Let's round it out with the Federal Hocking Lancers, who have both teams still alive. To tell us how both teams did, we have Lancers lead reporter, Gavin Carrick.
Yeah, Shane, we'll go ahead and start off with the boys this time around, as they took on Waterford this past Saturday. Federal has been in this situation before, as they played in the district final and regional semifinal last season. The combo on the campus of Ohio University was rocky for this TVC Hocking rivalry between the Lancers and Wildcats. We'll start off early in the first quarter, and Fedhawk establishes the rhythm. Evan McPherson sprints down the floor to grab the loose ball, gives it up to Mosiah Cottrell, and give it to him, count the basket. Waterford got into a rhythm of their own, with Max Roberts getting this pass, pausing, then putting it up and in for the bucket. Skipping ahead to late third quarter and into the fourth, Waterford went on a 12-0 run to make this game 38-37. This was the closest that the game got all night. Coach Jonathan Thompson then called a timeout to reset the squad. That's when Tara Cottrell went and did his thing. Cottrell went on a 9-point scoring run, dropping buckets from all over the floor and taking control of the game for Fedhawk. The nail in the coffin was this Cottrell step back to seal the 52-41 win for the Lancers. The rest of the fourth quarter was fouls and free throws, as Fedhawk was able to put the game on ice.
So the boys took their win, but I heard the girls also had a tough opponent.
Yes, Shane, the Lady Lancers battled it out against the Portsmouth West Senators, looking to take the district final. Shane, these Senators had the size advantage over the Lancers, then that was noticeable from tip-off. However, their speed was also giving Federal Hocking trouble. The Senators were able to quickly close out on Fed Hawk. As soon as you think you've got an open lane or shooting opportunity, bang, they're right there to shut it down. Portsmouth with tenacity on defense was a trouble all game. The Senators held the Lancers to 5 points in the first half and 20% shooting in the contest. While Federal Hocking began to show signs of life in the second half, the early deficit was too much to overcome in the 47-25 loss.
Despite the loss, this Lancer squad has come a long way.
They absolutely have, Shane. In head coach Amos Cosgrow's first season in 2022, the Lancers finished 3-15. This year, they finished 15-6 with only 2 seniors on the roster. With a team full of youthful contributors, the expectations are high for the future.
We're excited. You know, now we set the bar, right? Now we know what we're capable of. I think we get Jaylee Osborne back. We put him with this group of young kids. You know, we'll be a little more senior heavy with experience, and I think that's the big key. Is we're going to have experience next year. So our expectation is state next year. We're going to play at state level next year.
Shane, these ladies had such a fantastic year, and there's so much to be proud of this year and going into next year.
Yeah, they'll be back in full swing. Thanks for the great work, Gavin. We've got one more set of brackets to break down, then we're all done with them for the season. Tim, it may only be March, but you've certainly done a lot of brackets already.
Man, I can't get enough of this. Let's go to Boys Division 4 Southeast 1. And in the district semis, Fairfield beats Manchester and Fedhawk takes down Waterford, which means the district finals are set. That game is scheduled for Friday night at 8:15 p.m. in the Convo. Finally, we finish with the girls Division 3 Southeast 3. Portsmouth West wins the title after beating Federal Hocking 47-25. With the win, the Senators are back-to-back district champs. Now, they say all good things have to come to an end, so let's give out our last hero of the week before we give out some real hardware next week.
Yeah, we did the boys first last week. Let's start with the girls.
Our girls hero gets her second nod of the season. That's right, it's Waterford junior Avery Wagner. Wagner is a force for the Wildcat offense and has continued to impress week in and week out.
She strikes fear into the hearts of her opponents. You see her under the hoop, you're getting blocked.
Here she's shown her scoring versatility, hitting the spin move into the layup. And when the lights shine the brightest, Wagner made her presence known. 12 points and 15 rebounds, giving her that double-double. And at this point, you can just pencil her in for one every single night.
She shows she's a team player with 5 assists, and how about 5 blocks? I mean, what a performance. Our Boys Hero of the Week is someone who hasn't won the award before, a guy who helped lead his team to an upset win in the tournament. It's Trimble Tomcat senior MJ Clark. Clark was a key player in Trimble's upset win over Portsmouth Notre Dame, and he helped to keep the ball in the Tomcats' hands.
And they do not teach this type of clutch. Late in the fourth quarter, game on the line, hand in his face, knocks down the 3 that will send this game to its first overtime.
But of course, we have to get into his stat line. 15 points on 58.3% from the field and 50% from deep. He was putting in the work, that's for sure.
Something to be said about 10 rebounds and as well. You know Coach Caldwell likes his guys to dominate on both ends of the floor. So that's a wrap on our weekly awards, but we've got something special on the docket for next week.
That's right, we'll be announcing our Girls and Boys Players of the Year, as well as a handful of other awards.
But that's all the ball we have for this week. Be sure to check out our social media pages for your weekly TVC updates.
Remember, our hour-long finale is next week, and you won't want to miss it. We'll see you there. And as always, we're reminding you to be heroic.